Hey y'all, we're back with another Recreate Boatworks. Willie. Alright everybody, welcome back to Recreate Boatworks. My name's Kevin, and this is my 1985 Landau bass boat, aluminum bass boat project. Today we're back doing some more demo. As you've been seeing in some of the other videos, there is a lot to pull out of this boat, and especially when it comes to the flotation foam. If I didn't mention it before, basically there is a lot of open cell foam that has just absorbed a lot of water over the years, and it's gotten waterlogged and it needs to come out. And that's what we're going to focus on today. So let's recreate. Alright, so we've been working on this foam for a while, and man, I can understand why every boat builder I've ever seen on YouTube really just is like, just hates flotation foam and having to remove it. This has got to be the bane of every boat rebuilder's existence. I'll show you here what a lot of this stuff is looking like, just kind of at a closer up view, but man, this stuff, it just like, every once in a while you get this really big chunk and you feel really accomplished, and then you just have to chip away at a bunch of small pieces. But I'm really glad that I'm doing this. I didn't think it was really soaked, but I've been proven wrong. A lot of this stuff is really waterlogged and saturated. So now kind of the challenge now is to how to rebuild the boat so that when I put flotation foam back in it, because it's necessary, how do I allow water that does happen to get in the boat from rain or a wave or whatever, how do I allow that to not get wet again? So I've got a few ideas that I'm looking forward to showing y'all, but we'll see how that works out. Still have a long way to go. I'm really only finishing up the front, the center section of the boat, and then the fore section of the boat. Probably hopefully get that taken care of today. Probably have to do the aft section. I have to basically disassemble the whole stern of the boat in order to get to the foam in the back. So that's going to be a much longer project than what I have time and energy for today, but let me show you a little bit of this. So here's up in the front. We've been chipping away at the front of the boat. If you recall from the other video that I showed the walkthrough before we started working on this, there's a section up here in the starboard side of the bow, and also same opposite side in the port side of the bow, that was full of a lot of flotation foam. It's old, and it was mostly dry except for when you get down to the bottom, and you can tell that it's been soaking wet, and you can just see the chunks, the little chunks, and then every once in a while you get a big chunk. Kristen was really proud of this one. And then here's one of my little helpers here. Walker, say hi.
Hi.
So yeah, we've tried to use the Sawzall, we used a hammer, a chisel, paint scraper, but really it's just takes time. Nothing's the trick that I've found so far. So we'll show you more when it's done. can see here, there's really just takes a lot of just elbow grease and prying away, and it's really nasty. Really nasty. You can see where on some of these parts it gets really wet, the stuff that was at the bottom. But for the most part, it was actually really dry. But I think it still all needs to be replaced because it's called open cell foam, whereas today's modern technology is a closed cell foam that won't actually absorb water. So if it does get wet, even though I'm going to try to figure out how to do it to not get wet going forward, needs to have some better technology. All right, so we've encountered probably what is our first real, I guess, hindrance or real major difficulty in this build. So this is like the front storage area, and the deck would usually go on top here, and you've just been watching us remove all the flotation foam from on the sides of it. And so I know that there's stuff underneath here that needs to be removed, but so I went ahead and I removed all the rivets, and I went to go pull it up, only to find out that this center post that's actually like the support for the main structural support for the front casting deck is actually goes through the piece of metal, not welded to this sheet metal, and is welded into the frame of one of the stringers of the boat. So can't really do anything with that, and I'm not going to cut it out and re-weld in something just to get out some flotation foam. So the rear deck was a lot more integrated than I had originally expected it to be. So as it turns out, we are not going to be ripping out exactly what I thought we were going to be ripping out, but that's okay. That's all a part of these projects. But what I was able to do was to rip out the floor that is right there, and that went down and covering the rear bilge. And as you can see, there's a lot of flotation foam that was underneath that pan. And then if we went a little further underneath, there used to be some plywood that was covering up some more flotation foam. And you can see I have not ripped those areas out, but that is where there was clearly some rodent activity at some point in time in the past. So we'll get all of this cleaned up, and we'll start working on thinking about ways to make it a little bit nicer and more functional. So let's go. So the first section of foam, this is just a section of foam that I took out, and you can see that it's dirty, and it actually has a little bit of styrofoam in it, but it's a rather large section of foam. I took this out of the bow in an area that wasn't really waterlogged, and you can see how much it weighs. Walker, hold on. So this is 3 7/8 ounces. Now, I'm going to take this section of foam. This foam was from the transom. You can see it was kind of in a really dirty spot. It is totally waterlogged. It's roughly the same volume, and let's go ahead and put it on there. This section is 1 pound and 3/8 ounces. So you can see there that this is over what 5-6 times the weight, and it's because it's waterlogged. All right, so we have literally taken out all the foam. I mean all of the foam. And I'm really glad that we did. As you've seen, it has been a tedious process, and I am just really thankful that it's done. So we're gonna go ahead and end the video here today, and I hope you really enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment, and we really enjoy seeing everybody's reactions to the videos. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.